All right, this is going to be a piece for a patron. They have bought this commission on our last dice sale. It is Aquamarine, and it had a couple fissures running through it, so I've already stabilized this with Superglue. The way I did that was I kind of put it in a foil boat of Superglue and then pulled a vacuum on it and then put it in a pressure pot. So hopefully that Superglue soaked inside of it so that it'll kind of hold it all together, because I was worried about things kind of fracturing apart. So enough to do. Let's go ahead and get started. When I started making dice, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to make the most perfect die that I could, but I also want these videos to be fantastic as well. So help me out and let me know down in the comments what's your favorite part of the video so we can put more of it in.
So we have cut in everything to 240 grit. Now we're gonna go back with 600 grit to make sure everything's square and nice. And we'll move on to cutting some bevels and polishing this first half. There's like some slight areas where it looks like it's kind of internally cracking, so we're going to try and stabilize this with Superglue, and hopefully it all holds together very nicely.
To protect this die from surfaces it would like to do it harm, I'm changing to a star cut so the facets can round off the corners. This will make it a lot more resilient to pressure from the outside world. Just like Incogni. Incogni is a special service that will reach out to data brokers and request your personal data be removed, and will keep fighting until it's gone. I'm constantly bugged by text messages and robocalls asking if my father is interested in selling our childhood home. It was sold like 3 years ago, and I'd like to stop being reminded. Data brokers can collect an insane amount of your data, from login credentials to addresses, search history, even social security numbers. The good news is that you have the right to request this data be deleted by the brokers. The problem is that it would take you an ungodly amount of time to do it yourself. Incogni will search out these data brokers, automate these requests, and will constantly be sending them out on your behalf. Get your data deleted by going to incogni.com/hedron, or click the link in the description to get 60% off an annual plan. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in giving it a try. Now, back to the pretty rock. We're adding more Superglue because the original step for stabilization that I did with the vacuum and the pressure pot just didn't get the Superglue to penetrate this deep. So by adding it to the surface here, it will hopefully wick in some and kind of hold everything together. This is one of my favorite steps. When you put the pre-polish on a face, you could really see how it kind of shines up compared to one that doesn't have it. It's just dull and matte. It's when the stone really comes to life. You can kind of see down into it, see what's inside. Okay, we're ready to take this thing onto the final polish. We actually have something kind of new in the shop. These are not new to gem cutters, but they're new to us. So this is called a D-Light topper. It's like a resin lap with diamond in it, and we got a 14,000 topper, and it does a great job polishing this. It's very fast, and it leaves a pretty good polish behind. So hopefully this will be smooth sailing. If you're worried about how dirty this is, you should be. You should clean your bowl before going on to polish, but we are trying to get this thing done quickly, so Wish me luck. Okay, that does it. Let's get this thing off the dock and slap some numbers on it. The first time Kai went to go put numbers on a die, it took like 4 hours because he kept sticking the mask on and getting it slightly misaligned, and we have to cut another one, stick it on, mess it up. So he had a good idea to go ahead and make a jig that could kind of hold everything, and then you can very finely manipulate the die into position and stick the mask on perfectly every time. Andrew's telling me that this die reminds him of a character from a popular podcast, so I'll let him tell you about that.
When I look at this die, I'm reminded of Calder Kilday, the half-giant eldritch knight from Not Another D&D podcast, played by Jake Hurwitz. There's something almost magical about the way the light catches it, like a shard of ancient ice from the frozen north. Each facet and shimmer feels alive, like it has a story of its own, just waiting to be told once it starts to roll.